here. Now, this was way before WikiLeaks got him. Way before WikiLeaks. This was before it was even rumors. They was already floating around on the dark web. Their email server was wide open. There was no SSL certificates, no encryption in it at all. I mean, this was totally done on purpose. That way she could go, oh, I didn't know they had access to it. My bad. I mean, this lady was Secretary of State. I mean, I already showed you in a video before that she made a cybersecurity video teaching everybody how to protect themselves and how to keep sure that they stay protected and don't leak any information from the State Department out. And then here she is with her own server, right? In her own house that's not secured. Like, she knew exactly what she was doing. But anyways, Jerome Corsi was not in communications with WikiLeaks regarding Hillary Clinton's emails. However, he was in touch with Peter W. Smith, the Republican researcher who found hackers on the dark web who offered him the deleted emails. Robert Mueller's team are attempting to prove Jerome Corsi tipped off Roger Stone, a Trump ally, months before WikiLeaks released thousands of emails stolen from Hillary Clinton's campaign chair, John Podesta. Corsi and Stone both deny having prior knowledge of WikiLeaks' plans. However, Corsi did know about Peter W. Smith's plan to release Hillary's emails. Peter W. Smith, a Republican researcher and strategist, was found dead 1 week after giving an interview to the Wall Street Journal and announcing that he was close to securing the 33,000 deleted emails that he believed would bring down the Clinton cartel and expose years of corruption. Amazing how it works. Anytime anybody gets close to something about the Clinton family, something always mysteriously happens to them. We know this. I don't need. There's so many people a part of the Clinton body count now. I lost count. I don't know what number we're at anymore. This is 1 week later. Peter W. Smith was dead. The autopsy said he died of asphyxiation after suffocating himself in a hotel room. But Smith's death raised eyebrows. Mainstream media reporters even found the official story hard to swallow. The suicide note left in his hotel room said there was no foul play whatsoever. That's a direct quote from it. It also conveniently explained that Smith took his own life because of a terminal illness and that his life insurance was about to expire. Now, who in the world writes a suicide note where they explicitly say no foul play whatsoever? Why would you write that unless you are worried that officials might suspect foul play in your death? Despite the note, the Wall Street Journal said Smith was close to finding the truth behind Hillary's missing emails. He was hell-bent on locking Hillary up, and he displayed no signs of giving up on his goal. According to Shane Harris, the Wall Street Journal reporter who interviewed Smith the week before he was found dead, stated, "He reached out to me. He was in no way ashamed of what he had done. He was actually quite proud of it. He fervently believed that these emails would eventually surface. He really believed that he was at nearly the last chapter of a long saga, and that soon these emails would come to light, and he would be ultimately vindicated of this quest that he was on." Is this the deception of a man who was about to take his own life? Or was his life taken from him because he was within touching distance of the emails Hillary Clinton went to great pains to hide, delete, and scrub with bleach bit? Makes you really think, doesn't it? So here's the bottom line, folks. We already know that that guy mysteriously died for you know what reasons. Anybody that gets close to the Clintons on anything, oh yeah, they shot themselves twice in the back of the head. It's always some weird story. This guy suffocated himself. The report stated that he had a plastic bag that was tied around his head, and he had a helium tank feeding to it. That's like, I don't know. I've never heard of that before. That's pretty weird. But the even stranger part is they did the autopsy there and then didn't ship the body back to his hometown. They cremated it there instead. I find this all kind of weird. I mean, they would not release the autopsy report. It was just a total cover-up operation. And it seems so close to all the other things that happened in Arkansas, doesn't it? But they wouldn't have went to this extent if he didn't have those emails. So I think he had them. And while they were doing the investigation at the hotel where this happened at, Mueller and a few other FBI agents actually got themselves involved into this case. They wanted to investigate it as a murder, but then after they was through with their, they also said suicide. So I think within that time span of them looking through all the rooms and everything, I think They got the emails. They got what he had, but I guarantee it's not the only copies. I mean, when you really, really think about this huge step that they took to make sure that they deleted, bleached it, all this stuff with these emails, you know there's something really huge and damaging in those 30,000 emails. And I think it will turn the world upside down once those get revealed. I just find it amazing how the FBI always just manages to find time to investigate things that they normally don't do unless it's something really serious and they actually got called on for it, you know? But it seems like they volunteer their services all the time to cases like this. It's a pretty big pattern. And the thing I found the most messed up about the whole entire investigation was there was no raids done on any of Clinton's properties. There was no raids at all. There was no warrants. Everything was supposedly volunteered to the FBI. The FBI just requested her to bring them the stuff pretty much, and she did, is according to their report. Yet, whenever it's anybody else that's involved in an investigation that might have some actual secret documents, they'll do a full-blown raid. The FBI conducted a 6-hour raid on a Clinton founder whistleblower. It says FBI agents have raided the home of a whistleblower who exposed Clinton Foundation corruption to a government watchdog. As federal agents performed a 6-hour search on the home of the Department of Justice informant Dennis Nathan Kane. According to Kane's lawyers, the FBI were searching for further evidence of the Clintons' pay-for-play activity. Kane had recently submitted the documents to the Justice Department Inspector General in both the House and Senate Intelligence Committees, his lawyer confirmed. Coming in from the Daily Caller, it says the Justice Department's Inspector General was informed that documents show the federal officials failed to investigate potential criminal activity regarding the former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, the Clinton Foundation, and Rosatom, the Russian company that purchased Uranium-1, a document reviewed by the Daily Caller News Foundation alleges. The delivered documents also show that then FBI Director Robert Mueller failed to investigate allegations of criminal misconduct pertaining to Rosatom and the other Russian government entities attached to Uranium-1, the document reviewed by the DCFN alleges. Mueller is now the special counsel investigating whether the Trump campaign colluded with Russia during the 2016 election. The Bureau raided my client to seize what he legally gave Congress about the Clinton Foundation and Uranium-1, the whistleblower's lawyer Michael Sokaris told the DCNF. The raid was permitted by a court order signed on November 15th by a federal magistrate, Stephanie A. Gallagher, in U.S. District Court for Baltimore, and obtained by the DCNF. A special agent from the FBI's Baltimore division who led the raid charged that Kane possessed stolen federal property and demanded entry to his private residence. On November 19th, the FBI conducted court-authorized law enforcement activity in the Union Bridge, Maryland area. Bureau spokesman Dave Fitz told the DCNF, "At this time, we have no further comment." Kane informed the agent while he was still at the door that he was a recognized protected whistleblower under the Intelligence Community Whistleblower Protection Act and that Justice Department Inspector General Michael Horowitz recognized his whistleblower status according to Sokaris. Kane further told the FBI agent the potential damaging classified information had been properly transmitted to the Senate and House Intelligence Committee as permitted under the Act. The agent immediately directed his agents to begin a sweep of the suburban home anyways, though. Isn't this weird how stuff like this works? It's obvious in everybody's face that there's a two-tier justice system on how every single thing works. It's completely disgusting.
Mueller. Well, we had an FBI informant inside of Putin's network right here in America. And he was telling the FBI about what he was witnessing. Serious, serious issues. Here's what he told me when I had an opportunity to talk to this informant. And at some point, you became aware that Russia wanted to get a foothold in the uranium industry and that they were going to look at this conglomeration known what we now know as Uranium-1, and that deal was going to give them that foothold if, in fact, it was approved by 9 government agencies.
Yes, sir. There was no question about it.
Yeah. And the FBI knew that?
The Bureau knew it. The Uranium-1 position was a part of a long-term strategy, a 4-tier strategy by the Russians.
Were they telling you that they had confidence that Clinton would sign off on this deal?
Absolute confidence.
Did they have confidence that Obama would sign off on this deal?
They were quite sure that Obama and the administration, who they had deemed and labeled as being very weak multiple times, would respond favorably.
So before they approved it, that informant described issues involving bribery, extortion, kickbacks, money laundering, Putin's network inside America to get a foothold in our uranium industry, the foundational material for nuclear weapons. By the way, Bob Mueller happened to be the FBI director at the time. He was the one being informed. Why would they ever approve any such deal like that? So is Robert Mueller's merry band of Democratic donors, are they investigating that seedy link between the Clintons and Russia? And by the way, of course not. What about Mueller? He was the FBI director. That was his guy that had infiltrated Putin's network in the United States. Maybe he could be investigated. It has to do with Russia, nuclear materials. Why did they ever let that happen? That's because we now live in a two-tier justice system, one where President Trump and anybody around him are aggressively pursued for months on end by a team of Democrats masquerading as investigators. The Clintons, any other Democrat, they get away scot-free. Every American should be very concerned and worried by what is a completely unfair precedent in this country.
And it is a two-tier justice system, without a doubt. There's something really, really deeply in those emails. There's something really huge in those emails. And they're literally making people disappear and everything just so no one can see them. I mean, there's something huge in there. And I have a feeling Trump already has them. And I think he's about to show the world what all it says in there. There's no doubt that the NSA already has copies of this. And there's no doubt that it got copied by probably thousands of other people out there. I mean, this was being sold around on the dark web, and rumor has it still is being sold on the dark web right now. So we already know that there's copies of this, and I know the president knows what's in these emails, and I think we the people are about to see it all. This is going to end well for Clinton. It really isn't. There's so much doubt out there. Everybody thinks that she's going to walk sky-free on this. Not this time. I don't think it's going to. I think she's going down. Like, the cards have been redealt, and we have the better hand. They're no longer in control. They can't control the scenario anymore. They can't control the variables to this. We are in full control of this now. And I think Trump had his fun playing cat and mouse with them, because he was giving them enough rope for them to hang themselves, and they was doing a pretty good job of it. But now we got new investigations rolling out, and a whole bunch of sealed indictments that are about to also get rolled out too with it. And all the people that thought that they got away with everything are now kicking themselves because they're being called back into court. So just keep watching, everybody. This is about to get really, really interesting. What do you guys think about all this? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to be able to support the channel or the Buddy List social network, please just click one of the links in the description below. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Please subscribe to our channel, like our video,